God says, don't let her destroy your son. Something is moving in the shadows around him, something that smiles with kindness on its face, but carries poison behind its back. Listen closely, because what I am about to reveal will open your eyes, sharpen your spirit, and awaken a fire inside you that will not allow the enemy to touch your child again. You have felt it. You have sensed it. You have noticed the sudden shift in your son's behavior, the change in his mood, the quietness, the distance, the confusion that seems to wrap around him like a fog. This is not random. This is not coincidence. This is spiritual. Someone has been assigned to him, someone who is not who she appears to be. She has a gentle tone, but her intentions are sharp. She has a sweet smile, but her spirit is bitter. She approaches with comfort, but carries manipulation behind her words. She is a distraction, a trap, a doorway the enemy is attempting to walk through. And I am warning you before the strike. I am exposing her before her influence tightens its grip on your son. God says, I have seen what you have not seen. I have heard conversations spoken in silence. I have watched the spirit behind her move, drawing him in slowly, quietly, softly, until he no longer sees the danger. She does not come as a threat. She comes wrapped in the illusion of care, but her assignments are rooted in destruction. She has been sent to weaken his destiny, to drain his strength, to cloud his discernment, and to pull him away from the path I set before him. But I will not allow it. I am sounding the alarm. I am stirring your spirit because you must cover him now. You must pray over him now. You must stand between him and the assignment now. The atmosphere darkens for a moment, not to frighten you, but to reveal what has been hidden. God says, there is a spiritual net being woven around your son. It has threads of flattery. It has threads of emotional dependency. It has threads of deception. She is not just speaking to him. She is studying him. She is learning his weaknesses, his insecurities, his wounds. She is collecting information to gain influence. Not influence to uplift, but influence to control. Influence to manipulate. Influence to disconnect him from the very voices assigned to protect him. But I am breaking the net. I am scattering the assignment. I am reversing what was meant to entangle him. God says, your son is chosen. That is why he is being targeted. He carries something rare. He carries something powerful. He carries something the enemy fears. His heart is tender, but his calling is mighty. And those with mighty callings are often attacked in their early stages. The enemy cannot stop what I placed inside him, but he can attempt to sabotage it through the wrong people. That is why this woman appeared so suddenly. For your son, support by giving a super thanks up to $100, as a simple act of faith and gratitude. Not by pressure, but by love, saying, Lord, I believe this word and I receive it. That is why she seemed harmless. That is why she blended in with no suspicion. She is the enemy's attempt to weaken what I have strengthened. She is the vessel through which the enemy hopes to infiltrate his emotions, his decisions, and his spirit. But now the light is exposing her. Now the truth is uncovering her intentions. God says, there is a spirit attached to her. It is subtle. It is quiet. It moves slowly like smoke in the dark. It does not attack aggressively. It attacks softly. It whispers doubts to your son. It whispers lies. It whispers false comfort. It whispers validation that is designed to make him depend on her approval. She wants him to trust her more than family, more than wisdom, more than discernment. She wants to become the voice he listens to when he is confused, hurting, or uncertain. But this is not divine connection. This is spiritual entanglement. A wind moves in the spirit. You can almost feel it as God continues. You have been feeling pressure to pray more. You have been feeling an unexplainable heaviness. That heaviness is the weight of spiritual interference. I placed the warning in your heart because I chose you as the guardian. You are the watchtower. You are the intercessor. You are the one who sees what he cannot see. And because you see, you will uproot what the enemy planted. You will intercept what he sent. You will break what he attempted to build. God says, her influence is temporary, but your prayers will be permanent. Her presence is seasonal, but your covering is eternal. Do not confront her in anger. Do not attack her in the flesh. This is spiritual. You must battle this in prayer, with authority, with discernment, with quiet strength. When you pray, confusion will fall off of him. When you pray, her control will weaken. When you pray, his eyes will open. When you pray, every false attachment will break. God says, your son is standing at a doorway, a spiritual threshold. One step in the wrong direction would lead him into emotional bondage. One step in the right direction will lead him into destiny. That is why the warfare feels intense. That is why her influence feels sudden. She is the enemy's attempt to pull him off course before his breakthrough arrives. But hear me clearly. Her assignment will fail. Her influence will crumble. Her charm will fade. Her words will lose their power. I am dismantling her strategies even now. The Lord says, I am sending clarity into your son's spirit. I am stirring something inside him. He will begin to feel uncomfortable around her. He will begin to feel unsettled in conversations with her. He will begin to feel uncertain, not because he is confused, but because I am breaking the connection. I am softening his heart toward me. I am strengthening his spirit. I am awakening his discernment. He will start noticing what he previously ignored. He will recognize the shift. He will feel the warning. God says, you have been chosen to stand in the gap. Your prayers will shield him. Your voice will lift him. Your intercession will block the arrows aimed at him. Do not be afraid. Do not panic. Do not allow fear to guide you. You have power in your tongue. Speak over him. Declare over him. Cover him daily. God says, I will expose her without you having to fight in the flesh. I will reveal what is hidden. I will bring the truth to the surface. Your son will see her real intentions. He will distance himself. He will walk away. And when he walks away, peace will return. Confusion will lift. His focus will sharpen. His destiny will realign. God says, prepare yourself. The exposure is near. The shift is close. I am cutting the cords. I am breaking the ties. I am removing the influence. I am restoring your son's clarity. Do not let her destroy him. Stand firm. Stand alert. Stand prayerful. For I am with you, and I will protect what belongs to me. For your son, support by giving a super thanks up to $100, as a simple act of faith and gratitude. Not by pressure, but by love, saying, Lord, I believe this word and I receive it. God says, now listen carefully, because what I am about to reveal will take you deeper into the truth that has been hidden from your natural eyes. The battle around your son is not only emotional. It is not only mental. It is deeply spiritual. There has been a stirring in the unseen realm, a shaking, a shifting, a movement of forces that have been attempting to surround him with confusion. But I am lifting the veil so you can understand the full weight of what is happening. You must know that her presence was not accidental. She came at a time when he was vulnerable. She appeared when he was searching for comfort, identity, and direction. She stepped in not as a friend, but as a spiritual distraction designed to pull him off the path I set before him. Her assignment was not to build him. It was to weaken him. It was to drain him emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. But I am breaking the cycle. I am cutting off every spiritual rope she attempted to tie around his heart. God says, your son has been wrestling internally with thoughts he has not spoken out loud. He has felt pressure. He has felt confusion. He has felt the pull towards something that does not feel fully right. That inner discomfort is me. I placed that sensation in his spirit as a signal, as a warning, as a divine alert. He may not fully understand what he feels, but he knows something is off. And because he is sensitive, because he is chosen, because his spirit is not easily fooled, he has been resisting without realizing it. But her influence is persistent. She uses soft words. She uses emotional connection. She uses sympathy as a doorway. She watches his reactions. She studies his responses. She listens for his weaknesses. She is not operating alone. She is guided by a spirit that thrives on confusion. But confusion cannot survive where my presence is. God says, I am about to shine a bright light into every dark corner around him. Everything that has been whispered in darkness will be exposed. Everything that has been hidden behind a smile will be revealed. Everything that has been disguised as affection will collapse under truth. Her intentions will not remain invisible. He will see them. You will see them. And when the exposure comes, the enemy will regret ever attaching his assignment to your son. God says, I have set angels around him. They have been standing guard through every conversation, every message, every moment she tried to influence him. Even in moments when he felt drawn to her, my hand has been blocking the deeper connection she hoped to build. I delayed it. I disrupted it. I weakened it. I softened its impact. You do not realize how many silent battles I have already fought for him. But I have fought, and I will continue to fight. God says, the next few days will bring a shift. You will notice it. He will notice it. She will notice it. He will begin pulling back without knowing why. He will no longer feel the same attraction. He will no longer feel the same comfort. Conversations that once felt easy will suddenly feel heavy. Messages that once felt soothing will now feel irritating. He will start losing interest. This is not coincidence. This is my hand breaking the spiritual tie. This is my spirit cutting the connection. God says, but I need you to pray with precision. Pray over his mind. Pray over his emotions. Pray over his heart. Pray that no seductive spirit, no manipulative voice, no disguised influence will find a place in him. When you speak, speak with authority. When you pray, pray with fire. When you declare, declare with faith. Because your prayers carry weight in the realm of the Spirit. Every prayer you make on his behalf becomes a sword. Every word you speak becomes protection. Every declaration becomes a shield. God says, your son is approaching a defining moment. His destiny is calling him loudly. His future is opening. His identity is being shaped. That is why the enemy sent her. That is why the attack came through someone with emotional influence. The enemy knows he cannot stop your son's purpose. But he hopes to slow it down by attaching the wrong people. But I am stepping in. I am clearing the path. I am removing every distraction. I am cutting off every emotional entanglement that was never meant to be. God says, there is something important you must understand. She is not only trying to influence his emotions. She is trying to influence his decisions. She is trying to shift his priorities. She is trying to make him choose her advice over your guidance. She is trying to make her voice louder than the voice of wisdom. But her voice will be silenced. Her influence will fade like smoke in the wind. I will not allow her to plant seeds in his spirit. I will not allow her to alter his identity. I will not allow her to become a doorway for future destruction. God says, your son has greatness inside him. He carries strength he has not yet discovered. He carries leadership he has not yet walked into. He carries a destiny that is larger than his current environment. That is why the enemy is using emotional connections to distract him. But I am closing the door. I am shutting the access. I am breaking the chain. The atmosphere shifts again. You can almost sense the presence of God as he says, I am restoring his clarity. I am restoring his focus. I am restoring his spiritual eyesight. He will start seeing truth. He will start feeling truth. He will start responding to truth. And the moment truth becomes clear to him, every false attachment will crumble. God says, prepare your spirit. Prepare your prayers. The breaking is near. The exposure is close. The shift is already happening. Her influence will weaken day by day. Her grip will slip. Her voice will lose its power. And your son will return to the path I designed for him. God says, do not be afraid. Do not be anxious. Do not let your heart carry the burden alone. I am with you. I am with him. I am guarding him. I am surrounding him. I am leading him. And I am removing every person who was sent to derail his destiny. God says, she will not destroy him. She will not deceive him. She will not control him. She will not drain him. For my hand is upon him. My protection is upon him. My purpose is upon him. For your son, support by giving a super thanks up to $100, as a simple act of faith and gratitude. Not by pressure, but by love, saying, Lord, I believe this word and I receive it. God says, now listen closely, because what I am about to speak will seal this message. Close the assignment of the enemy, and surround your son with a covering that cannot be broken. The enemy moved through her because he saw what was coming for your son. He saw the breakthrough. He saw the elevation. He saw the spiritual growth. He saw the doors I was preparing to open. He saw the strength I was shaping inside him. And because your son was getting closer to stepping into his divine identity, the enemy needed a distraction. He needed someone who looked innocent. He needed someone who sounded supportive. He needed someone who would appear safe. That is why she came at this exact moment. But her timing will fail. Her strategy will collapse. Her influence will end. God says, I am placing a spiritual barrier around your son. This barrier will be like fire to the enemy. This barrier will be like light that reveals every hidden motive. This barrier will block every emotional hook, every manipulative word, every subtle influence. When she tries to speak into his life, her words will lose their power. When she tries to draw him closer, he will feel a distance. When she tries to stir his emotions, he will feel nothing but discomfort. I am disconnecting the wires of her influence. I am cutting the spiritual thread she tried to weave. God says, your son will begin to rise in clarity. He will begin to rise in strength. He will begin to rise in discernment. His eyes will open. His heart will awaken. His spirit will sharpen. He will begin to sense things he did not sense before. He will begin to detect hidden intentions. He will begin to question what he once accepted. He will begin to see beyond the surface. This shift is my doing. This awakening is my gift. This clarity is my protection. God says, you will notice changes in him. He will speak differently. He will think differently. He will make new decisions. He will feel uninterested in conversations that once pulled him in. The fog around him will lift. The heaviness will lift. The confusion will lift. The emotional dependency will break. He will return to himself. He will return to who he truly is. He will return to the strength I placed inside him. God says, do not fear her reaction when he begins to pull away. She will feel the distance. She will notice the shift. She will try harder for a moment. She will attempt to regain control. She may use sympathy. She may use guilt. She may use emotional appeal. She may try to wrap her influence around him again. But it will not work. Her words will fall flat. Her attempts will weaken. Her influence will fade. She will not be able to reach him anymore. I will not allow it. God says, there is a spirit of deception working behind her. But deception cannot survive in the presence of truth. I am releasing truth into your son's life. Truth will confront her presence. Truth will confront her motives. Truth will confront her lies. Truth will expose her. Truth will end her assignment. God says, she will reveal her intentions without realizing it. She will speak something that exposes her. She will show something that uncovers her motives. She will react in a way that opens your son's eyes. Her mask will slip. Her charm will break. Her strategies will be visible. And once he sees the truth, he will walk away with no hesitation. The emotional tie will snap. The spiritual connection will dissolve. The door she used will be closed forever. God says, you are not fighting this alone. I am fighting with you. I am fighting for him. I am protecting his destiny. I am guarding his heart. I am shielding his mind. I am covering his steps. Nothing formed against him will prosper. No voice sent to mislead him will succeed. No emotional trap will endure. No manipulative spirit will stand. God says, your son is not weak. He is not blind. He is not lost. He is in a moment of spiritual transformation. He is transitioning into a new season. He is being shaped, strengthened, and refined. What looks like confusion is actually awakening. What looks like emotional struggle is actually spiritual stretching. What looks like vulnerability is actually preparation. God says, his future is bright. His calling is strong. His purpose is protected. And nothing the enemy sent will destroy what I have built. I have chosen him. I have marked him. I have called him. I have set him apart. The enemy sees the potential. That is why he fought so hard. But his attack is collapsing. His plan is failing. His influence is breaking. God says, now lift your head. Do not fear the storm. Do not fear her presence. Do not fear her intentions. You carry authority. You carry discernment. You carry spiritual power. You carry the mantle of intercession. You are the one I entrusted to protect him. And I will strengthen you for this battle. God says, tonight, speak over him. Declare freedom. Declare clarity. Declare protection. Declare separation from every wrong influence. When you speak, angels will move. When you pray, chains will break. When you declare, darkness will flee. Your voice is a weapon. Your faith is a shield. God says, she will not destroy your son. She will not capture his emotions. She will not steal his attention. She will not break his spirit. She will not derail his destiny. I am stepping before him. I am standing beside him. I am covering him behind and before. God says, this chapter ends now. Her influence ends now. Her assignment ends now. Her access ends now. Your son is protected. Your son is covered. Your son is guarded. Your son is mine. God says, walk in peace. Walk in confidence. Walk in faith. For what the enemy meant for harm, I am turning into strength. What the enemy meant for distraction, I am turning into discernment. What the enemy meant for delay, I am turning into acceleration. God says, your son will rise. Your son will see. Your son will walk in the destiny I designed him for. Nothing will stop it. Nothing will delay it. God says, the danger is over. The exposure is coming. The separation is near. The protection is complete. And the Spirit of the Lord ends by saying, do not let her destroy your son. For I have already dismantled her assignment, and I am bringing him safely into the future I have written for him. For your son, support by giving a super thanks up to $100, as a simple act of faith and gratitude. Not by pressure, but by love, saying, Lord, I believe this word and I receive it.